And welcome back, everybody, to New Milford High School in the heart of Bergen County. Steve Tober, the coach Ted Fiore, Creskill 10-4, getting set to take on the New Milford Knights at 7-7. New Milford, even if they would lose here tonight, still has a game with Midland Park on Saturday, so they would have a chance perhaps to just winning 1 out of 2 to qualify for the NJSIAA state tournament with a win on Saturday against Midland Park. Let's look at the last meeting between these two teams back on December 21st. And in that game, Matty Henry did not play. He was sidelined with an early season sprained ankle. And Creskill came away with a 3-point victory. New Milford has not beaten Creskill since Creskill came into the Olympic division 5 years ago. For a long time, Creskill had been in the national division of the BCSL. And Coach, our keys to the game, first for Creskill, they always like to look for those good shots, and then of course you want to shoot a good percentage and put the ball in the hoop.
Well, absolutely, and I think that's been a trademark of Marty's teams. They work hard for good shots, and that's one of the big things in any good basketball team is shot selection, and he makes sure that the kids are well oriented to what is a good shot for them.
And then of course they want to try to stop Calcione and get in the face of the perimeter players for New Milford.
Well, I think that could be a problem for New Milford tonight because, they're missing 2 of their backcourt players. And I think there's no question that Marty Bavard is going to tell his kids, look, we have to get after them and put a lot of pressure on the new guards, whoever they might be tonight.
And for New Milford, Coach, and this is certainly a statistic, especially in a high school game, limit the turnovers. It's so essential.
Yeah, and without your with 2 of your better guards in there, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the new kids, the young kids. And it's going to obviously be a very important part of the game tonight.
And, of course, containing Matt Henry and company is very difficult indeed. Henry, who averages 22 points a game, is a handful in a 3-guard alignment for Creskill. New Milford has its work cut out for them. Well, let's look at the starting lineups. First for the Creskill Cougars. And up front, they will start Alan Conrad, a 6'2 junior, averaging 7 points a game. He's joined by Eric Nelson, a 6'4 junior, averages 4.5 points a game. In a 3-guard alignment, Matty Henry, 22 points, 6.5 rebounds, 3 assists a game. Second-team All-Bergen last year in the Star Ledger. Billy Nera, a 5'10 senior, averages 14 a game. And Eric Horowitz, a very promising 5'9 sophomore, averages 10.5 points a game. For the New Milford Knights, again, injuries have riddled their backcourt. Dennis Calcione, he is a stalwart at the power forward position, a 6'3 senior, averaging 15.5 points, 12 rebounds a game. A.J. Simon, a 6'1 senior, averages 10 points a game. Keith Cray, a 6'3 sophomore, is the center, gives him a little size and a lot of promise from that sophomore class, averages 6.5 points a game. Jay Eagleson, a veteran 5'10 senior, came off the bench last year, has started this year. He's a very streaky shooter, is Eagleson, can be very, very effective from Trey country, has been known to hit the 3, but he also goes in hot and cold streaks, averages 6 points a game. And he'll be joined by Victor Quiones, a JV player up till today, Coach. He's playing his first varsity minutes as a starter. He's a 5'10 junior, but with the injuries to the sophomore Joe McGowan with the stress fracture in the back, the sophomore McGowan had been averaging 11.5 points a game. He is out for the season. And then Nick Minoy, the 5'9 junior, out with an ankle sprain, suffered Tuesday night. It's to the reserves and the JV team. Well, when we come back, we'll be set for the tip-off of this BCSL Olympic Division action. But as we go to break, we hear from New Milford coach Mark Cacicarni talking about the toughness, but his persistence of his kids and staying with it despite the injuries as they try to qualify for the state tournament.
Well, injuries are always tough, and the thing I try to press upon the kids is you got to deal with them, okay? What we try and teach here is that you can do 2 things. You can either sit there and cry about the problem, or you can try and figure out solutions. And we know we're going to find solutions, okay? Because if we come out there, whether it's me, you, and somebody from the cafeteria, we're coming to play, okay? And whatever 5 is out there, and that's part of our character that these kids have. We are coming to play basketball.
At the Hanson and Ryan Agency, value means getting your money's worth, not just getting something cheaper. With Hanson and Ryan's independent insurance agents, you can still experience real value, great prices, truly personal service, and insurance tailored to your specific needs. Business, auto, homeowners. Hanson and Ryan, we don't work for some big company. We work for you. The Hanson and Ryan Insurance Agency, we've worked hard to earn your trust.
Cablevision Sports presents Women's College Basketball. It's the NEC doubleheader. Catch all the action live Wednesday, February 6th. It's the NEC doubleheader at Sacred Heart University. Only on Cablevision local programming. TV that's close to home.
And welcome back to New Milford High School. Creskill, New Milford getting set for BCSL Olympic Division action. Steve Tober and the coach Ted Fiore as the lineup's about to be introduced to the crowd here. And Ted, this is, as we've said, a throwback in terms of atmosphere with stands on one side and this tiny, magnificent setting here in New Milford.
Yeah, this is high school basketball as it should be played. You know, you're going to have a nice crowd here, neighborhood crowd. The kids are going to be excited. But it's interesting as you look at both teams, you see that Creskill, they dominate you with their backcourt. All three of their backcourt players are scoring in double figures. And then when you look at New Milford, their scorers are up front. So this could be a contrasting game here, guards and forwards, and it's going to be interesting to watch.
Creskill, which reached the Group 1 state final last year, losing to Florence 41-35. And in that game, Coach, I know you were well aware of the fact Florence had a 6'9" David Keeley from Britain and a 6'9" Jeff Dankovich. Yet Creskill was only out-rebounded by 4 in a game they ended up losing by 6. So, and they didn't have a player over 6'2".
Well, you know, that speaks well, I think, of not only the type of kids that you have, but the coaching that they get. And I'm sure, not having seen that game, but they were probably really well drilled and versed in blocking out, getting good shots, high percentage shots, and just really doing an effective job of keeping those big guys off the glass. And that's good coaching, I'm sure Marty led his kids into.
All right, now we get set for the singing and playing of our national anthem here for BCSL Olympic Division action.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
What a beautiful rendition of our national anthem.
Again, we say it, these kids are great. They surprise you, don't they, with their talent? We hear about the negative stuff, but boy.
There's nothing like high school basketball and all the atmosphere surrounding it. Marty Rivard there talking to his Creskill Cougars. Marty, in his 30th year, 551 victories. There you see Marty, 190 losses in his 30th year. I was kidding him, Coach. I said, Marty, you're 30th year and you're only 45 years old. How do you do it?
He looks it,
young.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
He looks it. I said, how do you stay so young looking? And I said, well, I get it. You know, you got 551 wins. You don't have too many losses that affect you.
Marty, one of the brilliant mentors in all of northern New Jersey. And on the opposite number, Mark Kachakarny in his second year for New Milford, 20-19, and what an impressive young coach he is. There's Mark.
Well, you gotta love Mark's attitude. I mean, just to say, hey, we've got injuries. That's part of the game. We just got to go on. There's no excuses. There's no feeling sorry for ourselves. Let's just go do what we have to do.
And our officials are Frank LaCastro and Mike Geiser. Getting ready to tip off.
In spacious New Milford.
Creskill with a road black, trimmed in gold. New Milford in the home white. New Milford controls the tap. Jay Eagleson inside of Calcione, who's very difficult to defend on the interior at 6'3", 220.
Big, strong kid.
And a steps, and that's a tough spot for the young man Quinones there traveling. His first varsity minutes as a starter coach.
On television. You know, but maybe we have a star rising here. Who knows? Wouldn't it be great to see the kid really step up? You can bet right now he's nervous as can be.
Henry and Creskill in the forecourt. Billy Mira.
Those teams playing man-to-man defense. Really well-disciplined.
Nelson in 3-second lane for quite a while. There's Henry. And there's Matty Henry. His first 2 buckets, he averages 22 a game, and he gets the first 2 points tonight.
A nice looking shot. He's coming to his left, right-handed guy coming to his left, stops, creates space for himself. Well, this is exactly the tenor of this game. Is, you know, are they going to be able to handle the pressure? Are they going to be able to handle the ball when we talk about New Milford? 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
Good block out, though, by New Milford on the miss by Henry. Calcione to the board. The Knights have to be patient, Coach. They can't try to do too much too quickly.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. They have to get it in there.
Calcione misses.
Makes a good move to the basket and just doesn't get it down.
Good job by Eagleson to get it back for New Milford, and taken back again by Creskill. And they say Creskill can lull you to sleep, Coach, with their perimeter passing. They're very patient as Creskill.
Well, you know, that's obviously one of the most important things in winning games. They don't have real good size, and so they've got to be well coached, well disciplined.
Well, underneath and submarined on the rebound is Horowitz.
He landed hard.
Unintentional, certainly, but just in the rebounding effort, he's undercut a little bit by Eagleson, who picks up his first personal.
I don't think Marty Rivard was too happy with the shot taken by Nelson. I think he told him, you get inside. You're an inside player. I want you outside shooting threes.
That's your big guy. You want him underneath, especially when you don't have much size to begin with. Alan Conrad setting a pick
and roll.
Tough shot on the runner by Henry. A.J. Simon with the board.
Well, if they're talking shot selection, Creskill does it. That possession, they took 2 shots that weren't too well advised.
Calcione with a tough shot. Good battle on the offensive boards by New Milford. And Eagleson with a runner and a foul.
Well, there's some loose balls out there, and they're going for them, aren't they?
They really are. That foul picked up by Eric Horowitz, his first personal foul, first team foul for Creskill.
Here we go. Here's a drive. Off balance shot.
Player control and inbounds for New Milford. Slow things down. A.J. Simon, one of the more experienced players, along with Calcione for New Milford, and Eagleson. 3 guys who saw a lot of varsity action last year. Here's Calcione. He's now no luck in the early going.
He's rimmed 3 of them, but they've all been right on the cylinder. And if I were coaching them, I'd say keep shooting it.
There's Matty Henry, who keeps shooting them.
Yeah.
That's a 2-pointer.
Real nice rotation on that shot.
So
Comes off the screen. The first basket he created his own off the dribble. That time he comes off, catches it, and shoots it off the screen.
So Matt Henry 4, New Milford nothing. 5:25 to go first quarter.
Calcione coming outside trying to handle the ball against the pressure.
And there's A.J. Simon with the first 2 points of the game for New Milford.
And he's averaging 10. He's going to probably have to step his up a little.
Side jump by Conrad, and Calcione there for the board. The one thing New Milford appears to be able to do is work pretty well on the backboard.
Yeah, right now Creskill's getting 1 and out. And there they go to the big guy.
Good position for Calcione. There he gets his first 2 of the night.
Yeah, he's a stud in there. He's a strong kid. Left-handed. He gets his position. He's tough to deny in there.
Calcione now 11 away from 1,000 for his career. Here's Henry for 3. Good rebound. Taken away by Horowitz, the sophomore. Here's Mira. And he hits a 3.
Well, as we pointed out, you know, the guards are the scorers for Creskill, and they're making shots. They're going to be tough.
7-4, Creskill.
See, a bad choice there. He dribbled right into the trap.
Well, the double team so far has been effective for Creskill.
Yeah, Quinones, one of the things you tell kids is don't dribble over the half-court line and stop the ball. You're created a real problem for yourself. So that's a young player's mistake.
And Mark Cacicarni may try to take, as he's doing here, some of the ball handling chores away from Quinones with some of the more experienced players on the outside, such as A.J. Simon.
Right. Well, there's a walk. Good call. Changes pivot.
It's a third turnover for New Milford.
Yeah. As he turned to face, he then changed his pivot feet. Good call by the official.
Calciona has early offers in football from Iona. He's also looking at Hofstra and Sacred Heart.
What's his position?
Tight end. He played some wide receiver, but a terrific tight end prospect.
You can see he's a big, strong kid.
There's
Good
a
play
steal
by Quinones.
Quinones.
Gets his first basket.
His first varsity
Gets
hoop.
his first hoop.
Gotta love
That
it.
might loosen him up, huh? Got the crowd excited.
7-6. Creskill by 1.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Nira. Good job by Conrad underneath. He draws the foul. Good offensive rebound by Alan Conrad.
And that's what Coach Rivard wants his big kids to do. Just get in there, rebound, and get putbacks.
Keith
And
Curry.
then make your free throws.
Keith Cray picking up his first personal, second team foul. And Alan Conrad, the football quarterback for Creskill, goes to the foul line for 2. Now, here's an interesting story on Conrad. I was told by Marty Rivard before the game, this is his last basketball game of the season. He will undergo shoulder surgery in the coming days. And it'll be a big hit to the forward line
Yeah,
for
sure. He's a strong, big, strong kid. And he's leaving the team for
shoulder surgery. He is a junior and a football quarterback. He misses both free throws.
So it's obviously his throwing shoulder, huh?
Yes, sir. 7-6. It remains 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. Your Cablevision game of the week, BCSL Olympic Division basketball, Creskill and Milford.
Both teams are running their offenses, being patient. Obviously, each has a different approach. Here's Creskill.
A.J. Simon with a nice move to the hoop, but unable to convert. Look at the hustle. And Eagleson steps in to commit his second foul.
Well, New Milford has taken the ball in a couple of times and missed a couple of easy ones early on. And you can see their approach is to get the ball into the lane. While here comes the steal, and here's the foul. Trying to make the steal back, and Jay Eagleson commits a not a real good foul.
And when you're under man in the backcourt to begin with, you can ill afford to lose your most experienced guard to foul trouble. Second on Eagleson.
There's the inside game.
Good position inside. Christian Varus is checked in for Creskill, a transfer from Saddle River Day. Christian Varus making his first appearance with a basketball right there.
Creskill does a real nice job screening. Look at a good block out. Excellent job of rebounding on the defensive board by New Milford. They're really just giving Creskill 1 and out. The set play.
There's Eagleson. He loves the 3. Rebound Conrad.
Conrad retaliates here on this board with a real good block out.
Matty Henry on the drive and a foul.
See, that's a good play by Henry. He just takes it to the hole, draws the contact. Now he gets to go to the foul line. You can see him. He just gets his body in there. He knows he's getting the contact. And now he's going to the foul line.
And Keith Cray.
Where he's a pretty good foul shooter.
Yes, he's
shooting. You can see he's got excellent shooting form.
He's shooting in the 60 percentile this winter, Coach, but as a sophomore, he led Bergen County with 131 made free throws. So he can certainly shoot.
Yeah.
Coach Rivard says he's a little off in his free throw shooting this winter, but, you know, this kind of a player, it's going to come back to him.
Yeah.
As it does right here.
Well, you know, and he's a kid that's playing a few sports, you know, and if he ever gets to a point where he concentrates on one, he's going to be really dangerous.
9-6. 2:15 to go here in the first quarter.
But that's what's nice about these Group 1 schools. You know, you get kids who are athletes. They play more than one sport.
It makes it more traditional, more Americana.
Absolutely.
It's fun to compete in so many sports as a high school kid.
Here's Quinones. He rimmed it.
Good rebound inside. Pulled off by John Victory, who's checked in for New Milford. John Victory getting his first playing time. 6-foot sophomore.
Good defense by Creskill. They're all over him. All over him.
Anish Thomas also in the game for New Milford. So both teams going to their benches early.
Creskill is extending their defense now.
What do you think of the strategy, Coach, as Calcione misses? New Milford being maybe too deliberate, and Calcione puts it in.
No, I don't think so. I think they're just, I don't think they're trying to hold the ball. I think what's happening is they're just trying to get certain quality kinds of shots. Now they made a substitution, New Milford did. They made a substitution, and on a substitution, nobody picked up number 11, and they got 11.
Christian Varus with the bucket, 11-8, inside a minute to go first quarter. Good look inside the Victory.
Oh, good block.
But a good block. That block by Varus. At the other end,
Good call, good.
Horowitz is fouled on the baseline.
Well, again, Creskill has a good transition game. They're getting the ball up the floor, and New Milford's been back slowly a couple of times, and it's cost them. Here you can see he's in transition. They get back too slow, and as he goes to the hole, he gets fouled outside before he goes to the basket. Good call by the
foul on
official.
Anish Thomas, his first personal.
Here's
Here's
Henry
Henry
from deep.
for three. And A.J. Simon with a board. 40 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Here's Quinones all the way. You gotta love his confidence. Just won't get the roll though. Here comes Varus all alone and lays it in.
Yeah. Quinones made a heck of a play.
That's a 4-point swing
A
right there.
4-point swing. He made a heck of a play. Takes it to the hole. I'll tell you one thing, he's not playing like he's afraid. That's for sure.
At the other end, another turnover. Creskill on a roll here. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Henry, an offensive board though. Nira puts it in.
Again, they're back. That's the one time they didn't rebound, and it cost them.
And that'll do it. So Creskill with a late surge takes a 15-8 lead at the end of one quarter.
They closed it out on a 6-0 run.
And we'll be back with more right after this.
How many restaurants do you know of that start preparing your dinner 28 days before your reservation? The River Palm Terrace serves USDA prime dry-aged beef, hand-selected and cut in our restaurant. The River Palm Terrace, New Jersey's finest steakhouse.
Think about your hometown, the place we choose to be. We're living and we're learning in our community. Cablevision brings you a place we call our own. TV that's close to home. From all the local ball games to help it keep you strong. We're keeping it together. It's how we get along. Cablevision brings you a place we call our own. TV that's close to home.
Second quarter underway, 15-8. Creskill leading New Milford. Steve Tuber, Ted Fiore from New Milford High School.
And in the first period, you can see the Creskill kids know their roles. They got the perimeter players are on, getting set up for their shots as it goes there.
Good look at the basket for Horowitz. Another good rebound for Dennis Calcione of New Milford.
And the other guys have to work the boards.
And you can see, watching Calcione in the early going, Coach, why he averages 12 rebounds a game.
Oh, yeah, he's just a big, strong kid in there.
Hard move to the hoop, and he draws the foul.
That's a very interesting thing. Now, Conrad was playing Calcione's left hand, if you notice that. He was sitting on his left hand trying to force him right, and Calcione was able to go to his right and, draw the foul as he's going to the hole. But you can see here he comes to his right because he was being forced to go that way, and yet he was able to complete the play. See if he can make his free throws.
Calcione, good touch at the line.
Excellent touch, excellent rotation. 15 points, 12 rebounds. Those are pretty good numbers.
60% free throw shooter, but he shoots very accurately there.
Real good touch for a big, strong kid.
6 points for Calcione, 15-10 Creskill. Good look inside to Varus. Goes reverse and
Nice move.
doesn't get the roll. Varus is a player they're really looking to come on, especially with Conrad having the shoulder surgery. They think Varus.
Made a real nice move there. Squeezed by under the, on the baseline on Calcione. There he is again, going.
Calcione off glass, and again a foul. He's a tough guy to cover in lots of situations.
Well, you were talking about him as an inside player, but the last 2 times he's had the ball, he's been on the perimeter. And here he is again. From out there, he goes to his right, left-handed shooter, and he gets cut underneath.
And just to talk about the athleticism of Calcione, he's also an all-league intermediate hurdler in track. So the guy does it in 3 sports.
How about the band? Does he sing? Real nice touch. But you have to be impressed because, a lot of kids, you sit on their strong hand and they have no answer. But he's come back to his right twice now, gotten fouled and made 4 free throws. And they're right back in the game on their own 4-point run.
Creskill guards. Passing, putting them, hoping to lull to sleep New Milford on the perimeter. Conrad coming out.
Almost made another steal.
Henry guarded by Simon. That's a tough assignment for A.J. Simon.
Good defense.
Henry with a good ball fake. Tough shot.
In traffic.
And again, like Calcione, Henry able to draw the foul.
Right, in traffic. Good little ball fake, got the defenders up in the air.
And that foul on Calcione, his first personal. That's the 6th team foul.
There he is. You see, he's just gotten his defender up in the air, and now he takes it to the hole strong, draws the foul. That's such an art, and kids have to understand how important it is to be able to get to the foul line, then convert.
Henry 4 for 4 from the line, has 8 points in the early going. 17-12 Creskill.
2-2-1 press. Keep the ball off the sideline there. That's where they want to trap you.
Tough pressure there by Horowitz, but a foul on the play.
I think he called the ball out of bounds off of Horowitz's
Off of Horowitz's
foot.
leg, no foul. So back to New Milford.
There's your safety valve. Calcione does it all.
Calcione helping out again. New Milford undermanned at the guard position with injuries to Joe McGowan and Mickey Minoy. There's Eagleson for 3. There's the touch. This guy can really light it up when he gets going. First bucket for Eagleson.
Steven Lopez has come into the game for Creskill, and he's playing Calcione now.
17-15. Lopez, a 6'3" junior, and a steal for Creskill. A little too far near intended for Horowitz. And a quick turnover.
New Milford has to do a little bit more passing. They're kind of dribbling the ball too much against the press. Find an open guy, throw it. There you go. Press is beat. 2 passes.
One on us.
Trapped in the corner.
Knocked away and stolen by Varus. Matty Henry from deep. He's got it.
Got it.
His first tray. Not.
Shot that easily, too. Good distance. He shot it easily.
9 points.
Calcione is doing everything.
He's got
Rebounding, shooting, handling the ball against pressure.
And he's very confident playing.
Yes, he is.
The 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. It doesn't matter on the court. He'll do it.
Now he got him inside. Double, 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 coaches out.
Trying to do a lot.
Try to force that one a little bit.
Against 2 and 3 defenders. Nice work inside the Varus again. And deflected out of bounds by
It was
Calcione.
interesting when the ball went inside to Calcione. Coach Rivard yelling double, double, double. So their attention is focused strictly on him when he gets it inside.
Creskill inbound, 4:14 to go here in the first half. Nira. Henry with a runner. Ooh,
Oh, that's
nice
a tough shot. That's a tough shot. Going to his left.
And a timeout for Mark Cacciacarni with his team down 7 with 4:01 to go here in the first half. 13 points for Matt Henry here in the first half.
And you know, it's interesting. I mean, he's not you know, taking any bad shots. He's not forcing anything. So he's hit the three, he's taken it to the hole and created, you know, converted from the foul line. So he's done it all.
You can always catch the highlights of this game and so many others on Sports Scene, our weekly sports highlight program.
And there's the pretty cheerleaders.
Seen on Tuesday night at 7, Wednesday at 8:30, Friday at 9. And also for you people with the VCRs at home, you can catch us on Thursdays at noon. Morris, Channel 98, Oakland and Creskill and Patterson, Channel 70, Oakland also on Channel 6. Your Cablevision Sports Scene.
There's no question now that the pressure of Creskill is starting to get to New Milford. Yeah, as we say.
There's a steal by Nira. And a foul, and that was the 17th foul and the 3rd on Eagleson.
Yeah, the pressure, you know, they've come up with that 3-quarter 2-2-1 press rather, and it's really created problems for Creskill. They've gotten for New Milford, excuse me. They've gotten some turnovers and scores out of it, and here's potential for another off the steal, the foul, and the 1-and-1.
And Nira, who is a 70% free throw shooter, hits his first. Most importantly for New Milford and Eagleson, his 3rd personal foul. Your one experienced guard as Nira hits both.
And I'll tell you, watch these kids. They all shoot the ball with excellent rotation.
It's Calcione the way with a left hand. Yes, and it counts. Tough move to the hoop.
Well, say he caught it. He had one thing in mind. He saw a lane and he took it to the hole and finished with the contact. A lot of kids get bumped, get knocked off course. He certainly didn't. Oh, can't be doing that.
Foul shot waved off.
Well, here he is. He taking it hard to the hole, draws the contact and the foul. I think the official made a mistake there. The kid's got the ball. He's at the foul line. He's shooting. He shouldn't have waved that off.
I know Calcione is very close to that 1,000-point plateau. With 10.
Because you don't have to have someone in that lane, and someone wasn't in the lane for Creskill, and
very unusual.
Yeah, the official should not have disallowed that. Well, he comes back and makes it anyway. No harm.
Calcione with a good touch at the stripe. 11. His next basket, according to what we were told, will put him at 1,000 points for his career. Here's the runner by Nira, who's starting to get into the flow. Billy Nira.
They do a nice job of screening for one another on the perimeter.
Nira with 9. Kick on Nira. They're very, very aggressive on the defensive end as well. And
yeah, the press is really bothering New Milford.
8-point lead. Mark Cacciacarni and New Milford playing come from behind here. Nice job by A.J.
Good hustle.
Simon.
Good hustle. Yep.
On the sideline to deflect the ball out of bounds off the defender. A.J. Simon. You're seeing one of the veteran, experienced heady seniors.
Actually, they had Keith Cree on a cut, and he going to the hole, and he fumbled the ball.
And a timeout taken by Jay Eagleson, and a good one to take, unable to inbound with 3:08 to go here in the first half. There's Marty Rivard. Marty from Westbury, Long Island, went to William Clark High School and played soccer and baseball at East Stroudsburg University. New Milford has had just one 1,000-point score. Barry Swanson, class of 1984, although Dennis Calcione is within a couple of points of becoming the second boys basketball player to go over 1,000.
That'll be some milestone for the kid, particularly on TV. That's something he'll have and he'll save for his grandchildren.
Dennis Calcione. Very impressive young man, very confident, three-sport athlete for New Milford. Simon inbound for the Knights. Eagleson is fouled by Horowitz.
Yeah, he was going for the steal, and instead of getting into the passing lane, he got into the offensive player. Let's see if Calcione doesn't step right in bounds here. Yes, he does. Nice little play.
Eagleson for three. Good position inside.
Well, they've had a few rim out, and here they come on in transition.
And Mira.
See, they do a really nice, subtle job in transition. There you'll see it. You see it on the replay. That's a throw ahead, and you know, no one gets back. And Billy Nera has gotten a few opportunities in transition where he's run out ahead. They've thrown it to him, and New Milford hasn't gotten back on defense. And here he goes back to the foul line.
And Nera gets the roll. That foul on Quinones.
Well, he gets the roll because he's got such a nice shot, nice rotation, lifts the ball pretty well.
Christian Lopez, Stephen's brother, is into the game. Nera hits both. Nera 4 for 4 from the line. And a 10-point lead now for Creskill, 28-18.
Yeah, they're starting to spread this out. And it seems to me that New Milford has to get someone else scoring here besides Calcione. They need more out of Eagleson, or someone else has to pick up some of the scoring.
Eagleson or A.J. Simon is handling a lot of the ball handling chores out front. He usually is down low. Here's A.J. with the ball outside.
Throw that ball in the corner and they trap it hard. Nice pass.
Nice pass to Cree.
Nice pass. Get in there for it.
Tough luck for Cree underneath.
That's 2 times now they've had the ball down in there, and here they are in transition again.
And all the way to the hoop is Barris.
That's such a nice, subtle, fast break. Just throw it ahead, and if you don't get back, and before you know it, they're on you.
Pressure again. Calcione with a nice bounce pass to Cree. He lays it in. Nice pass by Calcione.
Excellent pass.
30-20. 2 minutes left in the first half.
These next 2 minutes are important. They've got to, you know, Creskill's looking to extend their lead before the half. And, of course, New Milford's trying to close it or stay within 10. Important 2 minutes.
It's Christian Lopez trying to bounce pass.
Nice pass.
Look.
Nice look. Nice
Another
look.
nice interior pass from Christian Lopez to Christian Barris.
Another steal, Billy Nera.
And Nera
draws the foul.
yes, and it counts.
See, just what we talked about. Now, before the half, they've scored another quick 4. Billy Nera, great steal, takes it to the hole, gets the contact, and still finishes. This kid's he's played an excellent first half.
He has 13, making 14
points and a half.
5 for 5 from the line.
And he's been really good on the front of that press.
35-20. 1:20 to go here in the first half. Calcione, nice stuff.
Got it.
And that's,
you know what?
His 1,000 points for Dennis Calcione. What a milestone achieved by the New Milford senior with his 13 points here tonight. Becomes only the second player in the Milford boys basketball history to eclipse the 1,000-point plateau for his career.
Congratulations, son. Congratulations. Yeah, let's replay that. There he is, down inside. They feed it to him down in. Strong turn. Control. Save that one for your scrapbook, son. That's a great accomplishment.
Dennis Calcione. What a performer he's been. He's out there with Steve Perciello, the athletic director of New Milford, as action is stopped momentarily.
You know, Steve was a heck of a coach in his own right before becoming
Garfield.
athletic. That's right, at Garfield. Had some excellent players, excellent teams.
Mike Piro was a nice player at Garfield. A good
Darn
player
right.
at Caldwell College.
We were trying to recruit him at Montclair State. He went to Caldwell College and said, there's the proud parents.
Yeah, that's what a moment it is for the parents of Dennis Calcione. There's Mark
Wonderful.
Cacciacorni, the coach. Take another look.
Take a look at it again. Here's the feed into the post. Catches it. Strong move. He's got it.
One of the great moments for any high school basketball
Well,
player.
now he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. That's in the books. Wonderful accomplishment.
Administrators, friends, family, all out here to congratulate Dennis Calcione on point number 1,000.
You know, you talk about throwbacks. Look at him. He looks like a throwback, doesn't he?
He sure does. And a three-sport athlete, all league in football and track, as well as basketball. Barry Swanson, 18 years ago, won over 1,000 points, and here in 2002, it's Dennis Calcione joining him in the illustrious milestone of 1,000 career
That's
points.
quite something. I mean, all these years, only 2 kids. That talks about the, how difficult it is.
And you know, Coach, who the most famous New Milford athlete is?
Who's
Used
that?
to watch Hill Street Blues.
Yeah.
Ed Marinaro.
Oh, that's right.
Ed Marinaro
That's
is
right.
from New Milford High School.
That's right.
Cornell University
Yeah.
football. And
Giants, right?
Hill Street Blues is probably most well known. But Dennis Calcione making a name for himself as a basketball standout, in addition to football and track here at New Milford. A minute to go, first half, 35-22. As action resumes, Creskill's been on a tear this quarter.
Here's the screen away.
There's Henry with a
Henry,
fall away.
ball away,
Oh.
and on that rim.
Nice rebound underneath and a travel on fault on Lopez.
Lopez is a good-sized kid.
He really is.
6'3" junior.
Creskill led at the quarter 15-8, and they have outscored New Milford 20-14 here in the second stanza. 40 seconds to go.
They need a score. They need to score here again. You want to get back in at halftime. You want to be around 10. You don't want to be 15, 17 down. It's a huge difference psychologically.
There you see the time clicking away, almost knocked away by Nera.
Nera's on the ball, and he's a pest on defense. There he goes.
Calcione, nice touch.
He's so good. He's so controlled. I tell you, he's got to be getting the ball. He's got to be getting the ball more. He has to be. He's got to score 30 points for him tonight.
He's got 15 so far. Inside 10 seconds, as you see. Playing for one is Creskill. 4. Henry, little short jumper. Does not go. And that'll do it for the
Henry
end of the
gets
first
his
half.
shot off, though, doesn't he?
He really
He goes
does.
left, he goes right, he ball fakes.
Creskill Cougars leading by 11 at the intermission. 35-24. We'll be back with our halftime activities right after this.
To get the medical skills you need for the job you want, call Berdan. Medical assistant or medical administrator, call Berdan. To be a dental assistant, call Berdan.
Berdan means to me that I now have a career.
Berdan gave me a very diversified education and background.
I would recommend Berdan to anyone that's looking for a head start into the medical field.
Berdan's the place to go.
Call now. Berdan is where you get started.
We're back at New Milford High School at halftime, 35-24. Steve Tober with the coach Ted Fiore. And coach, interestingly enough, you look at the first half scoring. Creskill has had only 3 players score their 35 points. Billy Nera with 14, Matt Henry with 13, and Christian Varus with 8.
Yeah, they've, you know, that's not so unusual about Nera and Henry, because if you look at their stats over the course of the season, we said this from the beginning, they are a guard-oriented scoring team. But now Varus comes off the bench and gives them a big lift, gives them 8 points, you know, so he gives them a third scorer. When you look at the other side, and you have Calcione with 15, they have nobody else even close.
Nobody else.
So there's no supporting cast tonight for them.
They have to find, as you mentioned earlier, they have to find a second person to score.
Right. Somebody has to either step up, or they're going to have to continue to go to Calcione, and he's got to go for 30 or 40 for them to be in the game. But, you know, he's not getting any help.
In New Milford playing a little tempo, which you can't blame them, with their backcourt saddled by the injuries to the sophomore Joe McGowan and his backup Nick Minoy, both out with injuries. So they're playing patient basketball. Creskill had a effectiveness with the defensive pressure at midcourt and forced a few turnovers, and they had a little streak there at the end of the second quarter.
Right. I think there's been a couple of things. Creskill has done a real good job with their press. They haven't been hurt by pressing. New Milford hasn't scored against the press, so they can continue to press all night, and it's gotten them some turnovers and scores. And the other subtle thing that Creskill has done is they've run a great sideline fast break. And it's not like a helter-skelter fast break. It's a subtle thing. They run 2 guys up the sideline. They throw the ball ahead to them. And if they get out in the open, they take it to the hole. Done a great job with that.
As we go to break, we hear from Marty Rivard talking about one of the best players in all of Bergen County. His career is nearing its final month. Matty Henry. We'll hear from Marty Rivard right now about the great senior backcourt ace, Matt Henry of Creskill.
Matt's a great kid, first of all. He's always, you know, no matter what's going on, he's there for the other guys all the time and everything. He became a gamer when he was a freshman for us. He had a game-winning shot against in one of the games where we had to have him in at the end. And the first option didn't work. It went to him. He put it in the basket, and he's been doing that ever since. Matt will probably, barring injuries, coming off an injury, still not 100%, but barring injury, will probably become the highest scorer in the history of the school in boys basketball before the season's over. And he's just a great asset to have. You know, you don't have to coach as much when you have people like him out on the court.
Henry, have you paid the phone bill?
No, my gorgeous Lovette. I forgot.
Know somebody who forgets? Yeah, we do too. We're Metro Teleconnect. And if you forgot to pay your old phone bill and got cut off, we'll cut you back on. And you know that old phone bill, the one you forgot? Call us and we'll get you off the hook. Better write the number down there, bud. Otherwise, you might forget. It's 1-800-695-6955. We promise to remember to turn you back on.
Hold on! We've got more prizes for the student who sells the most candy. A weekend pass to Coastal Kingdom to get out there and sell that candy.
The new Passat. It only looks like $1 million.
Crestmont Volkswagen, Route 23 North, Compton Plains. Drivers wanted.
And we are back. BCSL Olympic Division boys basketball action. Creskill leading by 11 as we get set to start the third quarter. Steve Tober with the coach Ted Fiore. And looking ahead, next week, the coach and I will be up at Randolph High School for the Morris County Tournament quarterfinals. We'll probably see Mendham and West Morris, the second and third seeds in that tournament. But I'm going to go over tomorrow night, being Saturday night as you're watching this game, and see little Bailey Ellard Booton in one of the 7-10s games. A really competitive tournament is the Morris County
That's
tournament.
always a nice tournament, and it's, you know, it's always well attended, big rivalries. These county tournaments are terrific.
Here's Matty Henry with a steal and a layup. Henry now with 15. 37-24. They can ill afford these turnovers.
Right, and again, you know, the pressure, whether it's in the front court or the back court, has really hurt them.
Calcione, 3 with a nice rebound. And Henry comes away with it. Henry can also rebound at 6'1".
Well, he's a strong kid. You can see he's a terrific athlete. Good pass.
Nera for 3.
This kid's an underrated player, this Billy Nera. He's had a wonderful game tonight.
I like this young man at 5'10". I think he could play somewhere at the next level.
Look at this.
There's a
Good
steal.
anticipation. He sets that up. Good pass
nice
by
pass
Henry.
from Henry
Need a
to
timeout,
Horowitz.
Mark. Need a timeout. Need a timeout.
7-0 run.
Yeah,
to
good
start
coaching.
the
It's
third
not the
quarter.
way you wanted to start the half. Not the way you wanted to start the half. And if you're New Milford, if you're Creskill, that is the way you wanted to start the half. Great, real good pressure defense has created a couple of turnovers, and they've gone on a 7-0 run. And now you've got an 11-point game, and it's quickly 18 points, and that's tough to come back, particularly when you've got one guy who's able to score for you.
Matt Henry, wide receiver, defensive back, and great kicker in football, and plays baseball, 2 or 3 positions, and in basketball, you see what he does here tonight. A passer, a shooter. He's got 15 points, a handful of rebounds and assists already.
Well, you know, again, these Group 1 schools, you know, kids have to play several sports, and it's good to see. And then when you talk about throwback, that's the way it used to be, where athletes played more than 1, 2, 3 sports, you know, and certainly have to do that on this level or this size school.
Again, the pressure from Creskill.
And that's been their one answer of breaking it.
3-point attempt, way off the mark by Eagleson. But they keep it alive.
He's got to keep shooting.
They
He's
have
got to keep shooting.
And he's got it. Eagleson's second tray.
He's got to keep shooting.
And he can shoot. We saw him last year in a game against Powell Park. Light it up from the outside. That ball deflected.
Yeah.
Canonis. Simon with a nice drive to the hoop. Yes, and it counts.
Well, that's a good aggressive move to the basket. It's hard to run their offense against Creskill's pressure defense. So sometimes you got to break the defense down with a drive, as you're seeing right here. Good move to the hole and a good finish. And sometimes that's just what you need to do to break down defenses, is when they're out on you and they're spread out into passing lanes, you've got to, oh, great rebound.
Free and a jump ball, so on the possession arrow, it'll go to Creskill. You like to see that, though. Cray, the sophomore.
Yeah, it's a good rebound. Kids have to learn, you know, they get the ball, and when they go up, they turn the ball right into the defender to get it blocked instead of shielding it from with their body.
Cray, a sophomore. The JV team is 8-2. Freshman of 12-1.
There's a screen away. They run a nice little offense.
Horowitz loses it. And it goes out of bounds back to Creskill.
That ball's loose, and Calcion's after it. I'm not so sure I want to be in his way.
6'3", 220. Nera. This is an important moment of this game.
Yeah,
Coach.
absolutely. They're down 13. I mean, they're certainly a long way from being out of it. And what they've gotten is they've gotten a couple other guys to score besides Calcion. That's a big shot.
Ooh,
nice
yes.
guy.
That's a
Nice
two.
guy. Yeah.
Nice touch.
Well, now they had a little 7-point run of their own, so they're back within 11.
So that timeout working for New Milford.
Yeah. It was just a momentum breaker.
And they're going to get
I called it
Conrad.
offense. He called it an offensive foul, or actually a block on Conrad. Let's see what he did here. Yeah, he does. He steps out into Calcion. Good call by the official.
So 3 on Conrad, 3 on Horowitz for Creskill. Eagleson has 3 fouls for New Milford, and checking in is Christian Lopez, 5'10" junior.
And it seems that Creskill's been able to go to their bench a little bit more, too, than has New Milford, who's depleted with injuries.
Kickball. Yeah, the Lopez brothers and Christian Varus, the transfer from Saddle River Day, have added nice depth.
Well,
to Creskill.
Varus gave him a really good first half.
8 points.
Yeah. This kid is not at all selfish. He just takes what he gets.
Oh, boy.
And as I say it, they call an offensive against him. But he's got to be doing that. He's got to be.
He really does.
Yeah, he's got to be taking the ball.
there's just not enough scores. I mean, if Eagleson gets hot, he can hit from the outside, but they need
Here,
Calcium.
crosses over, he gets in, and look who takes the charge, Billy Vera. So not only, he's taking charges, he's making shots.
Henry with a pull-up.
He's got such an excellent pull-up. He really does. He gets you backing up, and he just stops on a dime. And there aren't many kids who can do that. And he does it with great rotation.
And Coach, we see a lot of good backcourts, but I tell you, Henry and Nira are as good as it
You're
gets.
darn right. Excellent.
Quinones.
That poor kid, Quinones, is starting. He's had 2 or 3 just rim in and out on him.
Tough break for the Milford. Creskill by 13 with 4:35 to go here in the third.
Yeah, they just can't close it.
Matty Henry on his own. Simon with the board. Here comes the Knights. Cree. There's another one who's had tough luck on the layup attempt, and a jump ball. The possession arrow will stay with the Knights of New Milford.
Yeah, Cree has had 2 or 3 opportunities in there, and he hadn't gotten one. He's gotten one down, I think. And here he goes to the hole. Wasn't as easy as it looked, though, was it?
Not at all. Simon, very unselfish. Quinones. Good battle underneath. It'll stay with the Milford.
Cray's battling on the glass, though, isn't he?
Good-looking
Yes, he is.
sophomore. I tell you, they have a great sophomore class with Cray, Joe McGowan, who's on the injury shelf right now, and a host of others on the JV team. They are loaded.
These kids keep working and believing in what they're doing.
Mark Catricarni's really going to get it done. You can just feel it in the air here in New Milford. The basketball program is on the move up. Simon, a tough time on the outside. Manages to get it to Calcium. Good job by
He
AJ
gets it.
Simon.
He gets it. He's not losing it. I don't know why they have to go between their legs and all of that stuff. I don't know why kids have to do that.
Eagleson from 3. Good
Can't
position.
get it down.
Nelson with the board.
I'm getting into that critical area again.
There's Varus again going underneath him. I'll tell you, Varus down low had some nice
He
scoop shots.
slithers
and
in there.
reversals.
He's got a good nose around the goal, doesn't he?
He really does.
He made a great move before under the basket. This time he slithers in there again. Good
We're gonna
play.
get Dennis for a travel. Varus, who came in averaging 8 points a game, has 10 off the bench here tonight for Creskill. And checking back in for New Milford is Anish Thomas, giving a rest to Cree.
Yeah, you can see a couple of quick stutter steps there on Calcium for the walk.
So it's Creskill by 15 inside 3 minutes here in the third quarter. Henry. It's Calcium with the strength underneath for the board. Oop, another turnover. Still plenty of time left in this
Yeah,
game.
unforced turnovers. Those are killers. You know, you're down 15, and you need to get a shot each time you come down.
Creskill eliminated by Dumont last Sunday in the first round of the Bergen County tournament as a 15th seed, beaten by the 18th seeded Dumont. A very even game matchup-wise. And Creskill, though the favorite by some to win Section 1 again. Here's Nira. And Nira gets the roll.
That's no easy shot. I mean, he's moving to his left, catches it, catch and shoot. That was a heck of a tough shot for Billy Nira.
48-31. Two minutes. Quinones way off the mark. Kept
Good
alive,
save.
though. Nice job by Simon to keep it in bounds for New Milford. Quinones, there he goes. Finally.
You got to hand it to the kid. He's not, he's not backed off or letting shy. He's making his first game.
He's staying with it. Young man up to the JVs, filling in for an injury-riddled backcourt. Here's Nira again. Calcium with another
Seems
rebound.
like every shot Nira takes, he has a chance for it to go down, though, doesn't it?
Great touch.
Yeah. And you have to hand it to Henry there. He's getting him some good looks.
Tough move by AJ Simon.
Just
Won't
can't
go.
finish.
15-point lead for Marty Rivard in Creskill. Approaching 1 minute left in the third. Matty Henry. Soon to become Creskill's all-time leading scorer. One of the tops in Bergen County history.
Look at him slither under. Look at him slither under.
Won't go this time. Remember, Garrett Kreitz played at Penn, that guard out of Creskill.
That could have been a block. Got to take it.
Eagleson does not get the roll. Henry with another rebound. Half a minute to go. Steal by Calcione. Dennis tries to get it in, but taken away by Nero.
They're going to hold for one. 18 seconds in the quarter.
Christian Lopez back out to Henry.
1-4 flat at Henry.
We'll pull up. It's good. Oh, baby.
He's got that move down, doesn't he? Looks like he hurt his knee.
Oh. Not a good
Henry
sign.
hurt himself.
Matty Henry a little shaken up there at the end of the third. He does give his team a 17-point lead, 50-33.
He makes that play look so easily.
So easy at the end of three. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this.
For an in-depth look at the people that help shape our neighborhoods, tune into Cablevision's Meet the Leaders. As we sit down one-on-one with our community leaders, we'll address the issues that are most important to you and your community.
Find out what's happening in your backyard. Watch Meet the Leaders each week and get informed on the people, policies, and issues affecting your town. Check your local listings for time and channel in your area.
Only on Cablevision Local Programming, TV that's close to home.
Fourth quarter underway. Creskill, Matt Henry from deep. That's a 2 for Matt. He's got 21.
He goes left to right. He pulls up on the dime and gets that shot off so easily.
Right around his season average of 22 a game. Calcione answers back.
Calcione was quiet in the third period. I think he had one.
Yeah, only had one field goal.
I mean, it's almost, you got to get it to him every possession here.
It's Henry again. Calcione with another rebound. Eagleson. Simon, you got to put it up.
Oh, yeah.
With a hustle by Calcione, but on the far sideline, to go out off of Horowitz. New Milford ball. A 17-point lead for the Creskill Cougars, looking to improve to 11-4.
They got to be a little less. They got to be a little less patient and get some shots up a little quicker now. Throw it in on.
Yeah, they got the Calcione triple team. And Eagleson with a player cutting to the basket. And that's tough with a new guard tandem in there. It's tough to get comfortable.
Sure. You know this game, you use the word chemistry and so forth. To get a certain group of kids playing together and they start to gel and then you have one piece missing, two pieces missing, and it's like starting all over again. So it's certainly not easy. But I love Coach's mentality about it. We're just going to go out and play. We can't make excuses. Let's just play, and the guys that are playing have to get better.
Quinones getting an emergency start here tonight with Nicky Minoy going down with an ankle injury this week. Nice move by Simon. Can't get the roll.
Finish.
And a foul. This copyright telecast is produced by the Authority of Cablevision and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction or retransmission of the pictures and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Cablevision Sports is strictly prohibited. 6 minutes to go in the contest. 52-35 Creskill. Matty Henry being bumped on his way to the hoop by A.J. Simon.
Well, they do a nice job of setting up their offense. They go guard to guard, they screen across, and then they always have that isolation on the wing. As you'll see, here's the isolation. He's clear one-on-one on the wing and draws the foul.
Horowitz underneath. Traveling called on Horowitz.
Says the official.
Blocked by the New Milford defenders in the bottom of the backboard there. Just stuck too far underneath. There's the young man, another fine sophomore, Eric Horowitz. Quinones deflected by Henry. Remember, next week we'll be up at Randolph High School in the heart of Morris County for the Morris County Boys Basketball Tournament quarterfinals here on Cablevision. The doubleheader will bring you on Saturday and Tuesday.
Those are always good games.
Terrific.
Those Morris County tournament.
Talk about great coaches. Jimmy Baglin of Mendham and Ed McCloskey of West Morris. A couple of coaches we'll see next week.
Oh, yeah.
Ball thrown away, another turnover. Jimmy Baglin, who coached the great Jeff Schiffner, now having quite a season at the University of Pennsylvania.
Is he? I haven't really know. Yeah.
Really a step to the forefront.
Yeah, that's great. Doesn't surprise me. He's a heck of a player. And they're having a heck of a year, Penn is.
And that's one of the players, Schiffner at Penn, is one of the perfect spots for a kid like that.
Yeah.
Nice move to the hoop by the sophomore Horowitz for two. He's a nice young player on the rise. Eric Horowitz for his second bucket for 4.
Well, their guard tandem is really good, and the kid Veritas is going to give them a good inside, a good inside presence from here on out.
Especially with Conrad with the shoulder surgery, as Calcio misses. Veras is just going to step in there and be
He's
a real
kid
go-to
that can
guy.
score.
Henry with another one of those pull-ups that are tough to handle defensively, but this one does not go.
I'd like to know how many rebounds Calcione has tonight. I mean, he's just owning that.
I think it's got to be 12 or 12 to 15.
Oh, easily.
It's Calcione. What a workhorse underneath. Eagleson for 3.
Just can't get it done tonight.
You know, McGowan, the young sophomore, is out with this back stress fracture, coach. Had 8 threes against Bergen Tech earlier this year. Came back against Emerson, hit 7 more. He was shooting 40% from 3, but he's on the injury show.
Wow. See, you can see that that's missing tonight. You know, Eagleson, from what I'm hearing, can shoot the 3. You know, he's just having one of those nights where he can't get it down and they have no other answer. You know, you can't lose a guy like that who can give you that many baskets, that many points in a game and still hang in there competitively.
And I know you had a chance to talk to Joe McGowan. What a nice young man. Was near a misses, and Eagleson with the board.
Yeah, real nice kid. He expects to be back. He expects to be back. He's hoping they can win one of these games, either tonight or Saturday night, and get into the States, and then he feels he can be back to play in that.
There's Anish Thomas with a tray. Cuts the lead to 16 inside 4 minutes. Wide open is Conrad. Billy Nera, who does just about everything as well, along with Henry. Henry, Horowitz, Nera, a 3-headed backcourt that's pretty hard to stop. Henry from deep. But that is a deuce.
He loves to go to his left.
23 for Henry.
He just stops on a dime and knocks it down.
56,
he makes it look easy.
He sure does. I think he can play this game at the next level. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Oh, I think so too. I absolutely think so.
Where is the question? How
about Montclair State? Is that an NCAA violation?
There's Calcione. Nice touch.
I tell you, that kid can play too.
Calcione with 21 points. Went over 1,000 tonight for his illustrious career.
I'm not so sure he couldn't play, Calcione.
I think he could
play too.
There's been some thoughts about that, although he's such a good football player. Here's Henry again, and there's a 3 for Henry.
Easy, just so easy.
26 for Henry. 59-40. Almost a steal. Good hustle by Horowitz. Eagleson from 3. And this is becoming one of those
just can't
shoot
get
from
it down.
3 land, trying to come back down 19 with 2.5 to go. Horowitz, nice reverse, but it won't go. Good hustle underneath. And it'll go back to Creskill. 2:26 to go, a little substitution action. Scotty Duncan making his first appearance, replacing Conrad. That could be the last time we see Conrad.
Might have played his last game this year, huh? He's going for
shoulder surgery, that Marty Vard says. The football quarterback will be back in the fall, hopefully, at full strength for the Creskill Cougar football team under Bobby Valley. 2:20 to go.
But that's an interesting story about the 2 football games
Yes.
these schools had.
21-6 in the state playoff semi. 6 days later, New Milford comes back and beats them 53-0. Horowitz for 3.
Well, just too many against, you know, the limited New Milford squad tonight.
And a push inside. Minute 53 to go, 62-40.
Over here,
Foul
guys.
inside, called on Scotty Duncan.
New Milford ball underneath.
Scotty Duncan, his first personal foul. Duncan, a 6-foot senior football player. He looks like a football player, number 34.
It's a nice little play they run.
Eagleson, Nera. Nera gets a lot of rebounds too for a guard.
There's that fast break we talked about.
You know, Coach, I like this. He lost the ball on the end line,
Yeah.
but Horowitz is only a sophomore for
he's-
Creskill. He's a little heady player too.
Yeah, he's played well. You know, but the thing is, he's playing with 2 experienced guys.
Yeah,
who,
oh
you know,
boy,
he
does that
doesn't
help
have
him.
to carry. You know,
Right.
like the young kids from New Milford, they're asked to do more than they're probably capable of at this point.
New Milford will have to beat Midland Park as Quinones hits a 3.
That's his second 3.
Yes.
So, you know, for first game, he's getting a little confidence. He's probably got 8 or 10 points, I think.
9 for Quinones, 62-43, a minute 10 to go, and New Milford will fall to 7 and 8, timeout, but they do have Midland Park on Saturday to try to finish at 8 and 8 before the cutoff date for the state.
The cutoff is this weekend.
This
They need
Saturday.
that win, yeah, to get into the tournament.
Creskill will be there to defend their sectional title. Last year, Creskill defeated Secaucus with Jamal Ford and then knocked off Jonathan Dayton of Springfield in overtime in the state semis before losing to Florence in the final.
Hey, I saw that Florence team. They were huge.
And they have, as we see, 12 championships in the BCSL for Creskill. Florence is one of the great nicknames, Coach, in all of high school basketball, the Flashes. The
Flashers?
The Flashes.
Oh, the
Flashes
Flashes.
of Florence.
I thought you said Flashers.
The Flashes.
What the heck?
The Flashes of Florence. It's like the Aviators of Hasbrook Heights. There's some great nicknames
Yeah.
out there. Young youngsters, maybe future girls basketball players up here in New Milford. Pretty little girls enjoying the action. A minute to go. 62-43. Foul on the outside. We'll try to get Matty Henry in our post-game report as the foul's been committed by A.J. Simon. Good hand for Dennis Calcione. Good
Well,
nice
he
work.
deserves it.
21 points.
He deserves it.
1,000 points tonight.
It's a nice little gesture by Coach. You know, let the crowd recognize him.
Let them acknowledge their senior star, Dennis Calcione. 21 points, 12 to 15 rebounds. We don't have the official figure on his rebounds, but he's in double figures there as well. And a foul underneath.
Had to be a double-double for him
Have to
tonight,
be.
without question. I think he even had maybe 2 or 3 assists to go along with that.
And that foul committed by Anish Thomas, his 3rd personal foul. To the line goes Eric Nelson, who has not scored tonight. Another one of the young players, 6'4" junior.
Well, there's no question, and the kids know it, that Creskill is a guard-oriented team on offense. But you know, you can't win unless those big kids rebound for you, and that's what makes a good team. You know, the big guys understand what their role is to rebound, you know, get putbacks, and let Henry and Nera and those guys, you know, take us to the promised land.
Ball goes to Creskill. Some wholesale substitutions as Eagleson and A.J. Simon take a seat for the last time for Creskill. 40 seconds remaining in this contest. Stay tuned for our post-game report. New Milford falling to 7 and 8. Creskill improving to 11 and 4 overall. Dwight Englewood leads the BCSL Olympic division. That shot taken by Sean Jameson on the outside, and the ball goes out of bounds to the Creskill Cougars and Marty Rivard.
Well,
22 left.
22 seconds. And we got some young kids an opportunity to play some varsity time here. And this is how they learn and keeps them interested.
On the 7 seconds. Duncan on the move. Good follow by Nelson. Puts it in. Set. 64-43, and that'll do it. Our final score, the Creskill Cougars have defeated the New Milford Knights 64-43. Creskill improving on the season to a very impressive 11-4, and New Milford falls to 7-8. When we come back, we'll have our post-game report here on your Cablevision Game of the Week.
One in new hit movies. Stars, #1 in new hit movies. Movies you'll see first on Stars and only on Stars.
Enjoy Stars in the Optimum Cable TV package. Call 1-888-881-4148.
We're back at New Milford High School. Very impressive victory it was indeed for the Creskill Cougars. 64-43, and joining me on the post-game report, Matty Henry, 26 points. And Matt, this team undermanned, undersized, maybe a step slower than some teams, but you guys get it done, and I know you have your sights set on another sectional title this year.
Yeah, that would be really nice. Even though we're small, we might be a little slow. We work hard every day in practice, and we concentrate on our defense, and I think that's what gave us the win today.
You know, we josh about that. Bobby Curlin, the Bergen record, coining that before your game with Florence last year, in a game where you faced two 6'9" players and were just out-rebounded, I think, by 4 rebounds and almost came away with a victory. But with you and Billy Nera, the young man Horowitz in the backcourt, it's really a perimeter team, but you're very patient. And tonight you got your shots and you hit a good percentage.
Yeah, we like to work it around, run the offense, because that's what Coach Rivard wants. And when we run the offense, we know we'll get open shots.
Now this team, you have a tough loss in the Jambo to Dumont last weekend. Got to take a little bit out of you, but the BCSL season still going down the stretch. Pagoda, Dwight Englewood return matchups there. This is a rivalry game here, so a lot of basketball to be played. You got to feel very confident for the stretch run.
Yeah, we're continually getting better. We got a bunch of tough games coming up, and we're really looking forward to the playoffs.
Matt, I got to ask you, I know you love Duke basketball, I read in one of the articles. I know it's probably unrealistic to think you're going to play basketball there, but would it be tough to go play football there and then follow basketball at the same time?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Maybe if they wanted me for football and then try and walk onto the basketball team, that would be nice, but I don't know if it's going to work out like that. What
are some colleges, perhaps, that you're thinking about at this point, and which sport would it be at this point?
Right now, I'm looking at Lafayette and Holy Cross and Monmouth for all for football.
Yeah, I'd heard Lehigh, William & Mary, but there's so many schools. It's early in the running. And that would seem like a perfect fit, maybe the Patriot League.
Yeah, that's what I'm mostly concentrating on, is the Patriot League.
I know some schools from the New Jersey Athletic Conference would love to have you, one in particular. But Matty, football, what a rivalry you had with New Milford. The 2 games last fall were just incredible. The 21-6 state, and then they come back in the BCSL championship game and to decide at 53-0. Strange, but it's become a real nice rivalry, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've had some tough games with them over the past. Even in Pee Wee football, I remember playing them tough. And this year we had one good game against them and one bad game. And I think tonight we got a little revenge for that one loss.
Well, Matty, congratulations. 26 points here tonight. Best of luck down the stretch. I hope to see you in the state finals again, whoever it is from South Jersey.
Yeah, me
Matt
too.
Henry, good job tonight from the Creskill Cougars with a 64-43 victory. When we come back, the coach Ted Fiore with some final comments from here at the cozy confines of New Milford High School. Stay with us.
Cablevision Sports presents Women's College Basketball. It's the NEC doubleheader. Catch all the action live Wednesday, February 6th. It's the NEC doubleheader at Sacred Heart University. Only on Cablevision local programming. TV that's close to home.
Impressive victory it was for the Creskill Cougars. 64-43 over New Milford. And on our post-game report, we're joined by the coach, Ted Fiore of Montclair State University. And Coach Matty Henry, 26 points. I know he mentioned schools like Lafayette and Holy Cross. That young man could play at a lot of levels, including small Division I.
Oh, he's a terrific basketball player. He really is. I mean, people may look at him and say, well, he's not real quick, but he doesn't need to be. He's quick off the, jump stop, and he makes shots. He's a terrific player. But, he's not alone. That kid, Billy Neer, is a nice player for Creskill, and I think the two of them complement one another. And they have a real good team, a really good guard-oriented team.
As you know, Group 1 is always wide open when it comes to the state tournament. You could see Creskill returning to Rutgers for a state final. They were there last year against Florence. They were there twice earlier in the 90s against Perth Amboy Votech in Glassboro. They haven't won the big prize yet, but the kind of basketball they play, they're going to be great in tight games. They shoot fouls well.
Right.
They're great in perimeter D, and they've got great guard play, as you mentioned.
Well, they know what they're supposed to do. They know their roles. They know who the scorers are, and they know who the rebounders are. They press well. They run well. I can't see why they can't be a factor on the Group 1 level. I really believe that.
Well, the Creskill Cougars improving to 11-4 in the season. New Milford falling to 7-8 with their 64-43 victory. Next week, we'll be up at the Morris County Tournament quarterfinals up at Randolph High School. The coach, Ted Fiore, and I will be there courtside. Until then, thanks for watching, everybody, on your Game of the Week here on Cablevision.